I think like so many of us in this room and on this stage and in these seats and in our communities, I too am dealing with vacillating between a lot of emotions right now. Between grief for those that we've lost and those that continue to live with the trauma inflicted on the daily gun violence that plays out in this country and in our state. Gratitude that we are actually finally taking some steps, and the grit and determination to continue moving forward together. But none of this would be happening because of one of us or one of these organizations or one group. We did this work together, and so I thank you for making your voices heard, for getting organized, for making sure that we elected people that are serious about solving problems, especially a problem as important as this one. I know that we've acknowledged a lot of the organizations, but I gotta acknowledge that, I don't know if you guys are the is-zone here in this building or not, but the students who made their voices heard. Yes, I do know the difference between basketball and football, but I'm still calling you the is-zone. All right. Today we're taking common sense gun action to reduce violence and save lives. Soon I'm going to be signing legislation to establish universal background checks for all gun sales in Michigan. And require safe storage of guns and ammunition at home. Universal background checks will help keep guns out of the hands of violent criminals, domestic abusers, and people on terrorism watch lists and no-fly lists. Right now, only pistols require a background check to purchase, but long guns and shotguns do not. That doesn't make any sense. Background checks also help our law enforcement stay safe on the job and solve crimes more easily. Safe storage helps ensure that children do not accidentally get their hands on firearms or ammunition in the home and cause harm to themselves or others. Responsible gun owners will tell you, if you listen to them, they will tell you how important it is to keep your guns locked up in your home. It is about protecting your children and your family. And soon I will be looking forward to signing legislation establishing extreme risk protection orders. These are measures which will allow family and friends and law enforcement who are concerned about someone who is seeking to harm themselves or others to seek a court order or temporarily confiscate those firearms. We've heard too many times how family and friends of shooters expressed concern in advance for no action to be taken. When someone is a proven danger to themselves or to others, law enforcement should be able to step in and stop them from committing domestic violence or another crime. All of these initiatives are supported by a majority of Michiganders. I've gotten letters from all across our state asking for us to get this done. Michael, a gun owner and Republican from Eaton County, wrote in support of all three bills. Juanita and her husband Jeff, an avid hunter from Leelanau, wrote about how gun violence is a top priority for them. They urged us to take this action. And we heard from so many parents, including Kaylee from Berry County, who worries about sending her kids to school every day like so many parents do when they go to drop off and hope to be at pickup. The broader context of this moment is not lost on any of us. We're on Michigan State University's campus, my alma mater, where just 8 weeks ago we lost 3 students. A number of students were injured, and of course, we know that the whole community was terrorized. We're reminded of the shooting at Oxford High School in late 2021, where we lost 4 students, and a number of students were injured, and teachers, and a community traumatized. I'll never forget being at the vigil in Oxford when someone was having a health event and everyone panicked because they thought that it was more gun violence. That's what trauma looks like. That's why today's actions are so important. We saw it in Tennessee last week, in Kentucky this week. We can all recall shootings at grocery stores and restaurants and dance halls and places of worship or parades. We see horrific, I gotta figure out this mic. Okay, that's better. We can all recall these shootings. We see the horrific impacts of gun violence playing out every single day. In the most ordinary situations, we see extraordinary violence. Last Thursday, a 6-month-old baby was shot and killed in Muskegon. Last Friday, a 16-year-old was shot and killed in Detroit, and a 23-year-old young man was shot and killed in Lansing. Gun violence is a scourge that is unique to this country, and that's why we are taking action. Across the nation, too many criminals have an easy time getting their hands on guns and perpetuating cycles of violence, endangering families and law enforcement. Too many children's lives are cut short. This uniquely American problem, we are working and taking steps today to address. In 2022, there were over 44,000 deaths from gun violence. 20,000 were homicides, meaning that more than 50 people are killed by a firearm every single day in this country. Gun violence is the #1 cause of death for our children. Between 2019 and 2021, the number of kids and teens killed by guns rose 50%. 50%. We don't have to live like this, and today we are showing we are not going to anymore. Yes. So I want to acknowledge and thank the leaders in the legislature. I've got Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks here and the Speaker of the House, Joe Tate. We've made a lot of progress in 100 days. Guess what? Buckle up. We're going to continue this work. And with that, with a stroke of the pen, we're going to get Michigan one step further along in the way to common sense gun policy. Thank you.